The set of all values of R for which the circles intersect at two distinct points be the interval alpha beta. Then what is alpha beta? Okay. Observe here. First we can find the center of the circle and radius of the circles. So let's take C1 as the center of the first circle is, when you compare with the standard form, -1 comma -4 center we will get, and radius R1 is nothing but here R only. Similarly, center 2, here we will get minus of x coefficient by 2 minus of y coefficient by 2, so 2 comma 1 is possible. Next, radius 2 is what? Root over, we can write 2 square plus 1 square minus constant is -4, so plus 4, so it will be 3. Fine. So what is the condition for two circles intersecting at two distinct points is mod r1 minus r2 is less than c1 c2 is less than r1 plus r2. Okay, right. Now here observe, r1 is nothing but r only, r2 means 3, less than c1 c2 means the distance between c1 and c2 is what happened, square root of -1 minus 2 minus 3 whole square is 9 plus -4 minus 2 minus 5 whole square is 25. It's less than r1 plus r2 means r plus 3. Now we can take it separate parts and then we can simplify. So we can do squaring on both sides here because both are positive quantities only. So r minus 3 whole square must be less than 34 and 34 is must be less than r plus 3 whole square. By simplifying this we will get the values of r. Now here you can see a minus b whole square we can expand now. So what happened now when you expanding a minus b whole square? A square plus b square minus 6r minus 34 is less than 0. So r square minus 6r minus 25 is less than 0. Now we can find the roots actually here. So r is equal to what happened? Minus b plus r minus root over, because we cannot split middle term as two terms, right? So we can use the quadratic equation roots formula. Minus b plus r minus root over b square minus 4ac means plus 100 by 2a. So from this we got it r value 6 plus r minus root 136 by 2. Similarly, even here also we will get the same way. R plus 3 whole square expanded, r square plus 9 plus 6r minus 34 is positive. Okay, I am bringing 34 to right side. Now r square plus 6r minus 25 is positive. Similarly, if you are applying the same formula, r is equal to minus b plus r minus root over b square minus 4ac means plus 100 by 2a. So here also we will get the value of r is minus 6 plus r minus root 136 by 2. Okay, now here how we are going to write? Here it should be negative, it should be positive, right? So in the first case, to become negative, r value must be taken in between the roots, right? So take a real number line. 6 minus root 136 by 2 is one critical point. Another critical point is 6 plus root over 136 by 2. Okay, in between the roots only possible the values of r. Similarly, according to this condition, here the roots observe, minus 6 minus root 136 by 2 minus 6 plus root 136 by 2. Here the entire results must be positive. Positive means smaller than smaller root or greater than greater root, we should take the values of r. So here possibilities and even here also possibility is there. Okay, fine. Next, now we have to take the common interval only for the entire inequalities, right? So take a single number line. So we can take it as single number line and then we can plot everything here. So first of all, out of the 4 critical points, smallest one is minus 6 minus root 136 by 2. Next, root 136 means it is approximately in between 11 to 12. Okay, in between 11 to 12. So in between 11 to 12, 6 minus in between 11 to 12, here minus 6 plus in between 11 to 12 is there. So out of these two, which is the smallest one? So 11 to 12 minus 6, it is positive, it is negative, right? So 6 minus root 136 by 2 is the smallest one. Next, minus 6 plus root 136 by 2, and the biggest one is 6 plus root 136 by 2. Okay, right. So now we can see from here to here solutions are there. Next, from minus 6 from here to minus 6 plus root 136, no, here solutions are there. So you can observe the common part clearly. This is the interval, right? So alpha value is clearly we can take it as minus 6 plus root 136 by 2. Beta value we can take it as alpha plus root over 136 by 2. Now we should find the product only, no? So alpha beta means minus 6 plus root 136 by 2 into 6 plus root 136 by 2. This is the one we are going to do calculation. Now a minus b into a plus b form, no? So a square minus b square means 136 minus 6 square 36. So 100 you will get, by 2 square is 4. So the value is 25. So option 1.